everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I last posted on here, and for good reason. I've just been extremely busy. I've been feeling quite drained, honestly, by academics. But now this is the time that I have. I'm somewhat free, so I can post now. In today's video, I just wanted to talk about how the world seems to be changing. As of late, I've been noticing lots of people carry a lot of negative energy around them, around everything they do. There's just loads and loads of negative energy. It's almost as if none of them are happy. And that's sad, that's frightening. There just seems to be like general badness everywhere. And I'm also not sure if you guys heard about this whole rapture thing that was supposed to happen on the 23rd to the 24th. As of today, I'm filming this video, it's the 24th. And it's not happening. It does explicitly say that no one knows the day nor the hour. So it's funny how people are going out of their way to start selling their things, giving away their money, thinking they're going to go and be in some place, when the truth of the matter is it will be unexpected. And the fact that the rapture is going to be unexpected is something that's really comforting. And this is not really the first time this has happened before. Back in 2013 it happened, I think. In 1999 it happened as well. Also in, I think, somewhere 1850 something, 1855, 1845, somewhere there, something similar happened. Which brings me to the phrase, those who are doomed to learn from, those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat. Yeah, and that's just facts. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, academically, my academic year has come to a close, to an end, and it's something I'm very grateful for. However, with that being said, it hasn't come with challenges. Every academic year has its own challenges, and this one has been one of the most testing, crucial, you name it, academic year I've ever been in. I just had to experience lots of things, like moving away from my parents' house and then going to my boarding house and learning how to reintegrate myself with other people and whatnot. And honestly, it has been really traumatic, guys. When I tell you that there's people at my boarding house who actually hate me for no reason, it doesn't make sense. It's actually what I talked about when I started filming. People just carry lots of negative energy, and I, for one, I'm somebody who likes to mind their own business. When I'm cooking, I just cook. When I'm studying, I study. When I'm listening to music, I listen. Most of the time, I only speak when I'm spoken to, and when I try to initiate conversations, I try to make sure they're brief and straight to the point. And people tend to notice that you're in your own energy, trying to push for your own goals, and they will try to diminish you and bring you down. However, I've also received a huge, overwhelming amount of support from most of my friends. A friend of mine messaged me, whom I haven't spoken to in a really long time. She was like, "Oh, I see what you're doing. Just keep on keeping on, and don't let people diminish you." And that's something that really spoke to my spirit. And for that, I'm just really, really grateful. Recently, I was watching a YouTube video that spoke about how the people you socialize with tend to affect the way your brain processes things, and that's true. I feel like this has been a well-known fact since history. But the people you interact with, they affect your personality. There's an English saying that goes, "Bad character corrupts good morals," or vice versa, something like that. But anyway, you get the point. And there's another one that goes, "Show me your friends and I'll show you who you are." And birds of a feather flock together. Honestly, there's so much, but you get the gist. What I'm trying to say is, if you're not where you are in life, and you would like to be in a better place, in a better position, surround yourself with people who've actually achieved that which you want to achieve, or who are in the process of achieving that which you want to achieve. One thing I have noticed is that as human beings, we're very much hell bound on bringing each other down. When you see someone going up, progressing in life, I'm sorry, I keep hearing something. When you see someone progressing in life, someone going up the scales and just working on themselves, it's like there's just this fire inside you that wants to bring them down. At first, I thought it was like, oh, it's probably like a Zambian thing, or it's probably, I don't know, like a case of the oppressor oppresses the oppressed. But in reality, even oppressed people have to oppress each other amongst themselves, and it's something that I have come to notice. And where we're going, I feel like we're just headed for a really dark time, because back in the day, you could be straight out of secondary school and you get a basic job and still be able to afford groceries, pay for your house, pay for rent, or even buy a house. What else? You would also just be able to have some money left over from your work, and you'd buy stuff that actually you'd want to buy for yourself, stuff for leisure. You'd go out for swimming, you'd go out for food, and that's all coming from one stream of income. But then, economically speaking, the whole world is just, we're interdependent. The world's a global village, if you've heard of that before. Um, and if one part of the world is affected, the entire world is affected, directly or indirectly. But the unchangeable fact remains that the entire world is affected. If you're not affected, you're affected. Yeah. And that's, it really makes me think. It would make someone think. I don't know. Because now you would actually start school and then start looking for a chunk of scholarships or student loans to be in university. And by the time you graduate university, you have your undergraduate degree. You'd have, if you're going to go down the work route, you probably have to work more than one job, or work one job and combine it with your own personal entrepreneurship ventures. And then I feel like the higher we progress as a society, the more competitive education will become, because an undergraduate degree will probably lose its value at some point, and the basic requirement is going to be a master's degree. Anyways, I was saying, people would go finish school, look for a chunk of scholarships or student loans to fund their higher education journeys, get their undergraduate degree or diploma, and then go have a job, combine it with entrepreneurship ventures, or work multiple jobs, and then go back for higher running again for a master's degree. And from a master's degree, some would even go and get a PhD and become doctors or professors in whichever field they're studying. And when you really sit down and think about it, it gives you anxiety, because most of us Gen Zers, we're just fed up. I know lots of people who finished school ages ago and they're probably in their mid to late 20s, and they still live with their parents. Not because they want to, but the job climate, it's hard. The job climate isn't conducive. At this point, I don't even think anything is conducive at all. It's you now who has to take the initiative and say, okay, if I don't have an opportunity, I'll have to make an opportunity for myself. And all of that just leaves you with lots of things to worry about and wonder about, and no. Anyways, with that being spoken, I just wanted to get some things off of my chest. I'm having some language interference. I just wanted to get some things off my chest. Moving back from my boarding house into my parents' house again, I expected, and I don't even know how to put it in words, but I expected some kind of a change, some kind of a difference, because I don't know, like most households, especially in the Zambian setup, if you're a child, be it the firstborn, the middle child, or the lastborn, you're not really expected to live for yourself. You're expected to live for your family. And I've noticed this in other cultures, Indian culture, Arabic culture, European culture. I feel like it's just a human thing, I guess. But then I'm somebody who values individuality. I'm someone who strongly values individuality. Like, you were not born to suffer, right? You were not born to suffer. You were born to actually do things that would uplift you. It's only by uplifting yourself and empowering yourself that then you'll be able to uplift and empower other people, you know? I mean, that's just how it works. Even when a child runs, bumps their toe on a rock and then falls down, it's usually a bigger person who comes to lift them up. Other children rarely lift other children up, and even if they try, it's going to be difficult. So it has to be someone who's an adult or just a bigger child who's more experienced and has some sort of insight into those things. And it's the same with life, really. You can't pour out of an empty cup, you can't give out of an empty pocket. First, you have to work on yourself in order to be able to actually help and work on other things. I know it sounds like I'm blabbing, I'm just blubbering, but I really just want. The main purpose of making this video is just to get some things off of my chest, because if you know me, I'm an impromptu uploader. I don't really have any upload schedule, I just upload whenever, wherever. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, in most cultures, you don't live for yourself, you live for your family, and it's such a toxic mentality. It's what has been making most of the young people even hate where they come from. At my university, there's a huge number of unaliving cases. I'm not going to say the word because I don't know, my YouTube channel will probably be shadow banned, and I don't even have like a huge number of subscribers, so I'm trying to trade in safe waters. But anyway, as I was saying, lots of students have been unaliving themselves, and when you really sit down and think about it, it's really over small petty issues. Someone would miss a test, and it's not like it's the end of the world. You can still apply for a deferred exam as long as your reason is valid, and you can sit for it. Or I don't know, someone will probably not even attend like a few days of class, and the professor or lecturer would be mean to them, and they would analyze themselves. The next thing are going to start trending all over social media and these other communication channels. Oh, student is dead, found dead, blah blah blah. And it really makes me wonder. Sometimes it's not even the issue at hand, it's just you've been suffering for so long, your body craves some form of relief. Because even as a university student, in most cases, you are not expected to live for yourself as soon as you graduate. It's now time to give back to the community, which is a good thing. But then, there's some people who want to milk you. You're expected to give back to your community, to your family, and to everybody around you. Like, there's only so much that a person can give. If you want something, I highly recommend running to the source of all creation, to God, because, I mean, humans are humans. We're not infinite creatures, we're finite. And at the same time, I always keep saying this, we're not multi-dimensional creatures. We're not like one-dimensional creatures who do good all the time. We're multi-dimensional creatures capable of both good, bad, evil, anything in between, even outside of a binary. Like, yeah. But the current state of things in the world, in the country, it's frightening. And it sucks because when you look at other countries, they don't even have the basic rights and freedoms that most of us enjoy and most of us take for granted, like a cup of water or something to hydrate yourself with. Or even the fact that I'm standing in front of my phone, I'm sitting in front of my phone filming this. Most people don't enjoy that. Like, look at what's happening in these war-torn countries. There's lots of displaced families, lots of families that have lost their loved ones to death because of war. Children are starving, malnourished, and believe me, I know what it feels like. There was a time in my life that I was extremely malnourished, extremely starved. I was going through a lot. And it's only after going through a painful experience that you're much able to sympathize with someone who's going to. And speaking of sympathy, I feel like every human being is capable of sympathy. It's just being. Once you're exposed, I guess, to people's suffering, it just awakens something in you. But then there's some people who are just hard-hearted, guys. Like I was saying, we're multi-dimensional creatures. Yeah, I feel like I have reached the end of my YouTube video right now, and I'm super grateful for all the subscribers that I have. I'm now at 19 or 20 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. And thank you so much, really, to everyone who's been subscribing, even when I was offline. And thank you very much to everyone who's been leaving comments. They may not be as many, but to be honest, I'm picking quality over quantity, and I have no problem with the comments being left. I love them, so thank you. And thank you to everyone who's also been sharing and just spreading the word about my YouTube channel. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, with that being spoken, one word I'm just going to leave you all with is keep pushing for your goals. And in everything you do, be nice to one another, because the hand that feeds you is rarely known. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching up to this part. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you don't miss a video whenever I upload. Being an impromptu uploader, I just upload out of the blue. And leave a comment as well, thoughts on this video. I know most of my thoughts were super spontaneous and all over the place, but I just wanted to get things off of my chest. Yeah, so thank you so much. I love you all. Bye.